there's a lot of talk about like, oh, dude, you're going to wear your mask till 2022. I mean, first of all, if this thing is actually 90% effective, no one's going to be doing that. But there is the other side of this, which is if it's not taken by people, well, then this stuff does continue. Right, all of these people continue to ask you to wear masks
until we have herd mentality, herd immunity.
Which is, they think about 70% of the population,
right.
60 to 70% of the population.
I'm telling you now,
and you figure about 15 already have it. Like me, I'm a COVID-19 survivor, but
I think I have it.
Yeah, you did test negative.
I tested negative, but I never took it for the antibodies. But everyone in my family had it.
Yeah,
and I was locked up with them.
You were also not even attempting to distance from your own family who had it actively.
Well, I sleep with my wife. Yes,
I didn't sleep with my wife when she had it, and I didn't. You're supposed. You're supposed
to probably because your wife.
She's also disgusted by me in every way.
Like,
but that's
not
all.
Sleeping with you.
She's like, I swear I have COVID. Go away. But yeah, no, I mean, like people have to take it, right? If 70% of the population says they're not going to take it, which is not what the polls are showing at all. The polls are showing about 80% of people are open to taking it in the first few months. About 40% of people are like, day one, I'm in. Another 40% are like, let me wait like a few weeks to see if people start exploding. Then I'm in. So it's an overwhelming majority of people.
You think there's a chance?
Yeah, I just want to make sure
right.
people don't get
what happened to Stu? All I see is just a pile of goo where he was sitting.
He's like that whale they exploded on the beach, which is actually a pretty good metaphor for me if I exploded. But yeah, no, there's the hesitance of like I don't necessarily want to be first in line. But if people seem to be okay, I mean, like I just don't. These are large trials, and the main side effect they're showing is soreness at the injection site, which again I kind of expect with a needle. There have been some people with chills. There have been a couple of things that worry people enough to make sure that they're kind of recommending people with. I mean, this is legitimately what they're saying. People with allergies to the ingredients of the vaccine should not take the vaccine. Well, yes. Is that not obvious? If you are allergic to the thing in the vaccine, you should not take the vaccine.
But here is the real problem. Mm-hmm. And, I'm not anti-vaccine. I am anti being forced to take it. And I also am much more into herd immunity. I mean, when my wife said, I have COVID, I gave her a big kiss.
Yeah. That's a terrible idea, but yes, that is what you did. Remember, the herd immunity, that is what a vaccine does. The idea of having a vaccine is to get you to herd immunity. I know.
The problem with it is this is the first time this has ever been done.
Yeah.
It's an RNA?
mRNA vaccine.
Yeah.
So basically what it does is a lot of vaccines will introduce like a deactivated part of a virus to tell your body, hey, when you see this, attack it.
Right.
So it's ready when you get the real virus and the active virus. And there are vaccines that are going down that road as well. This vaccine is different. This vaccine tells your body to create the proteins that surround the virus. So it's telling your body to do something. Your body is creating the actual protein. And then your immune system sees this protein, says, that's weird, let's attack it. Attacks it, gets the antibodies ready. So when you actually get the vaccine, when you actually get the virus, if you were to get it in some store or something, your body would already be prepared to attack it and would attack it with antibodies.
But this is the first time that this has been tried, and the way it tricks your body, there is,
it's like
skepticism. There's cautionary. Wait a minute, we haven't seen long-term effects of this. Because nothing like this has ever been done.
Yeah, it's basically providing blueprints to your body to create a protein, right? And when it creates that protein, your body recognizes it as foreign and attacks it and prepares it for the virus. You're right. It's a new technology. The good thing about it is this is why it was done so quickly. One of the reasons why it was done so quickly. If this technology works, which they do expect it to, obviously, it would provide a pathway to get rid of a lot of really serious ailments. I mean, It's really promising. I can understand why people, though, are like, I don't necessarily want to be first in line for that. And to your long-term point, there is no solution to this if our goal is to completely rule out long-term effects, because we'd have to wait 30
long-term.
years, and by that time we would already be past. So it is a.
That's why I would say take it if you are the most vulnerable, but don't give it to our kids.
Yeah, they have not tested it on anyone under 16, so they are ruling.
Well, I still consider 16 a kid.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So and I don't think
they're not recommending it for anyone under 16 at this point. It's emergency use authorization. So,
but that's not where they're headed. They want. I mean, Bill Gates wants the entire world vaccinated with this thing. No, thank you. I don't need the vaccine. I don't want the vaccine.
Yeah, I mean,
at least at this point, I don't want it.
I support your right on, especially on personal liberty grounds, to be able to say no. There should not be mandating this thing. And the good thing about this particular vaccine, unlike others, is that if the effectiveness is as high as they expect it to be, there's no justifiable reason to mandate it. Now, Andrew Cuomo will do it anyway because he's a terrible human being in every way possible. But if you're at 90% effectiveness, there's no reason to mandate this.
If you're living in Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, California,
New York,
you're going to be mandated because
they're talking about it. I mean,
I believe that Dershowitz is right. The federal constitution, the feds could never mandate it.
No.
Never. It's against the Constitution. I don't even know what that means.
Saying that.
Yeah.
Biden is even saying I'd have to go to individual governors to get them to do it.
Right. So the individual governors are going to have to be the ones to do it. Now, the feds will tie all kinds of health care money.
They'll make it difficult.
They'll make it really difficult. But if you're in, let me just say this. If you're in South Dakota, you have a governor that won't do it. Everywhere else is up for grabs. But
I think I would be surprised if red states mandate this. I would be. I mean, there may be one or two, but I'm saying generally speaking, I don't think that's going to be the case. Again, that's positive, right? I mean, I think what I'm saying is I think it's going to be effective enough, and you're going to wind up seeing positive results. These death numbers will actually go down when enough people start having these vaccines, that it's going to be something that people are fine getting. I mean, look, people get all sorts of vaccines all the time that they don't have to get. I mean, this is not we act as if the vaccine is this really highly controversial thing. It's highly polarized, where there's a small percentage of the population who will not get them. Right. And then there's a much larger percentage of population that whatever, get it over with. I want my movie theaters to open again.
If I'm going, and I am, and you are too, we're going on a cruise. You have to have the vaccine to go on a cruise. That's like you have to have a vaccine to go to Africa. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, well, that's a good example.
When people do the international travel, and it won't be a problem. If you force me to take it, I got a problem with that.
Please don't do this. I don't know if there's any. I'm sure there's no one out there that would actually care about the outcome. Because you know what? Andrew Cuomo does not care how many people get COVID in his state. He cares about how many books he sells and how good he looks to the media and how many times he can go on TV and brag about himself. But if you actually care about this vaccine being successful and people not getting COVID-19, do not mandate the vaccine. If you mandate the vaccine, you will get a giant chunk of the population who will not get it because you've mandated it.
And that's exactly why they will do it, because it will divide us even more.